नमो अर्हन्ताय नमो सिद्धार्णं नमो आर्याणं नमो वज्रायाणं नमो वीतरागबन्धो सदा भाव सहित सिरनाय कहूँ कांड निर्वाण की भाषा सुगम बनाए. Okay. So from the beginning we had seen Ashtapad, which is in the Himalayan range. Lord Adinath had received salvation from there, and other three people have received salvation from there. Apart from that, we had seen Champapuri, then we saw Girnar. After that, we had seen Pavapur, and then Samed Shikhar. After this, we had Tarangaji, and okay. Next we saw Girnar again, then Pavagadh, then Shatrunjaya, then we saw Gajpantha, then we had seen Tungigiri. After that it was Sonagiri. After that it was Reva Tat. Then it is Siddhavarkut, then Badwani. After that we had seen Pavagiri's Chelna river's bank. So it's basically a bank. Chelna Nadi Tir ke paas. Pavagirivar Shikhar Manjhar. So Pavagiri. Then we had seen Dronagir, and after that we had seen Ashtapad again. So Maindgiri was I think the one where we had stopped, and we are going to start with that today. After that we will see Kunthugiri and so on and so forth. Okay. So we are studying about Tirth Kshetra. Tirth Kshetra. Tirth means from a place from where somebody receives liberation is called as Tirth. Kshetra is just a place. What is Siddha Kshetra? Can somebody define Siddha Kshetra to me? Please raise your hands. Do not, unmute yourself and start speaking. Okay, yes, Adi.
So Siddha Kshetra is where Arihant Parameshti becomes a Siddh Parameshti.
Wonderful, wonderful. This is called as Siddha Kshetra. Acha, can somebody? I think it is who? Acha, okay, Janav, can you please tell me this? What was that? What is Tirth Kshetra?
Sorry, I didn't hear that. I didn't get.
What is Tirth Kshetra?
Tirth Kshetra is when somebody gets liberation from.
The place from where somebody receives liberation is Tirth Kshetra. I had told you one more meaning of Tirth Kshetra. Could Sachi tell me what is the meaning of Tirth Kshetra, the other meaning of Tirth Kshetra?
Sorry, I don't know. I wasn't here for the few classes.
Okay, no problem. So Arav, I think he was also not there. Where is somebody else? I had Bijal Bain. Where are you, Bijal Bain? Acha, Aran is here. Aran, I cannot see you. I am desperate to look at you.
Oh, sorry. Sir, the other name for it is Siddha Kshetra.
No, I am asking what is the other meaning of Tirth Kshetra than the meaning.
The other meaning of Tirth Kshetra, it's like when somebody gets liberation, like Kshetra means region, and Tirth means like liberation. So liberation region.
This is the first meaning which Janav also told me. Thank you both of you again. But I'm asking you what is the other meaning of Tirth Kshetra? Just a second, just a second. Okay, yes, Janav, go ahead.
I'm not sure if this
Give
is
it a
right,
go.
but is Tirthashetra when somebody reaches liberation, but then they don't go when they when the place they, so it's basically like the first meaning, but like
No,
is
no,
the
just
first meaning is that like
I'm so sorry to
where
cut
they
you down.
reach liberation, but then the second meaning, if I'm sure, is how they get liberation.
Okay, great. I'm sorry to cut you down. Bijal Bain, would you please help me?
Yes, certainly. It's a place where Tirthankars give their last sermon before getting the moksha.
Great, great.
Yeah.
So the place, it's not necessary. It necessary does not have to be the last sermon at that place, but generally it's just a place where sermons takes place. Any sermon, it is not necessary that somebody has to get liberation from there. So it's just an other meaning to it. It's not the meaning which we already had. So out of the two meanings, only this meaning goes very valid, that from the place somebody gets liberation, that is called as Tirth Kshetra. This is the meaning which is valid here. Rather, the other meaning is the place from where the sermons of Tirthankar take place, the discourses of Tirthankar takes place. That is also called as Tirth Kshetra. This meaning is not valid here. Somebody wants to say something? Aaron, did you get it?
Yes, I did.
Okay, okay, great. Let's move on. So,
Can't see the frame.
Some
Sorry?
moksha takes place.
I have a question.
yes, Sachi.
What do you mean by it's the last sermon? What do you mean by sermon?
Acha, what is a sermon? A sermon is a discourse. Do you know what is a discourse?
No.
Okay, have you ever heard of pravachan?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that one. So any kind of a thing where you are preaching others. So preaching is the thing. Whatever is preached is called as a sermon. Okay. Chalo, so we are now going to start with maybe Sachi only. The first line, and you have to read it after me. अचलापुर की दिश ईशान तहाँ मेढ गिरि नाम प्रधान. Sachi, unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
अचलापुर की दिस रिसाण तहाँ मेघाग्नि नाम प्रधान.
Okay, very good, very good. Janav, next line. 3.5 कोटि मुनिराज तिनके चरण नमो चितलाय.
3 कोटि मुनिराज तिनके चरण नमो चितलाय.
Wonderful, wonderful. You're really gradually becoming a singer now. Very good, very good. Okay.
Thank you, Sanjay.
Tinke charan namu chitlay. This means thoughtfully I bow to the feet of. This is what it means by Tinke charan namu chitlay. Now to whom are we bowing? So we are bowing to Achala Purki Dish Ishan, Taha Mendgiri Naam Pradhan, 3.5 Kodi Muniraj. Now they are not naming any individual particularly, rather they are just saying that 3.5 crore, which is equal to 35 million, these many monks have received salvation from Achalapur's northeastern mountain. Now this northeastern mountain, the name of the mountain is Mendgiri. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so 3.5 crore monks have received salvation from Mendgiri. Mendgiri means Muktagiri. And what is Muktagiri? Muktagiri is on the northeastern direction of Achalapur. So Achalapur is is the name of the place, which might have been famous around 500 to 600 years ago. Right now, it has no specific existence as of today. But then, historically speaking, prehistorically speaking, this name was famous. Okay. If there are any other kids, you can also, unmute. I mean, you can start your videos so that we can all be synced together. Yes, Vinci?
Oh, sorry, I just did it by accident.
Okay, no problem. So this is Achalapur, a very nice, wonderful helicopter shot. You can look at it very nicely. It's a very good mountain as well. I mean, in case if you climb that mountain twice a day, you will be, as fit as having an apple a day. So, yeah. Verse number 18. Now, this is another wonderful verse. And in this, we are going to talk about Kunthugiri. Kunthugiri is the other name for Kunthalgiri, which is in Maharashtra. Now, Muktagiri is in the region. Muktagiri basically lies on the border of Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh. But all the dharamshalas and all those resorts and motels, they lie in the Maharashtra region and not in the Madhya Pradesh region. But the mountain range, exactly the half of the mountain is on the Maharashtra side and the other half of the mountain is in Madhya Pradesh side. So you'll have a good view about both the places as well. Okay. Moving on, we are about to talk for Kunthalgiri. Okay, Vinci, please unmute yourself and we are going to do the first line. Panchasthal van ke ding hoya, paschim disha Kunthugiri soya.
Vansasthala vana ke dinga hoya, panchima disa Kunthugiri soya.
Very good, very good. Okay, next line, Adi. Please unmute yourself. कुलभूषण देशभूषण नाम तिनके चरणन करूं प्रणाम.
कलुभूषण देशभूषण नाम तिनके चरण की करूं प्रणाम.
Great, great, very good. Okay. So, tinke charanani karu pranam. So, I bow to the feet of. This is what it means by this particular phrase. Charanan, that means the feet. Karu means I bow. Karu means I do. Pranam means I do the verb is bow. Tinke means there, of. Vanshasthal van ke dhig hoye. Now, this Kunthugiri lies besides the forest range of Vanshasthala, Paschim Disha Kunthugiri Soy. So, Vanshasthal is a very famous place today in India also. It is famous for girl education, mainly girl education. Boy education also is there, but mainly for girls education it is famous for. And Paschim Disha. So Paschim Disha is not south. Let me just correct it. Paschim is west. Western mountain. So the west part of Vanshasthala forest is the mountain Kunthugiri. Now this Kunthugiri is today called as Kunthalgiri, which is in Maharashtra. Who has received salvation from there? So two names are there. The first one is Kulbhushan and the second one is Deshbhushan. Okay. Riddhi, are you there with me?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So which forest is near to Kunthugiri?
One
Vanshasthalas.
Very good, very good. Vanshasthal is the forest which is near to Kunthugiri. What's her name? Sachi, please change your name because it keeps me confusing all the time. Acha, Sachi, just tell me this, that on which direction is Kunthugiri from Vanshasthala?
Western.
Okay, what is the word for western in Hindi?
I'm not sure.
Oh, come on. Try, give it a go.
Pashtin.
Paschim, very good. Somebody told you, I guess. No, okay. Okay, great. So this is Kunthugiri. Now, this is again a very wonderful view of the idol as well as the other small temples. Okay, moving on. Now we are going to talk about Koti Shila. Koti Shila is in Orissa. Orissa is the eastern part of India. Okay, Aaron, please unmute yourself.
Yes.
You have to read after me. Jashrath Raja ke sut kahe, desh kaling 500 lahe.
Jara Shatara Sutakaye Desi Galingam Panchasaulaye.
Okay, great. Arav, unmute yourself. कोटि शिला मुनि कोटि प्रमाण वंदन करूं जोरि जुग पान.
Toti Shila Muni Toti Pramana Vandan Taram Jot Jat Pane
जोरी जुग पान.
Jori Japan.
Very good, very good. So this is how we've seen. Okay, Vandan karu jori jug pan. Pan means hands. Jug means two. Jori means to join them. Karu means I do. Vandan means admirably. So admirably joining my hands, I bow to. So whom am I bowing to? Jasrath Raja ke sut kahe. This means Jasrath, the name of the king is Jasrath, and he had 500 sons who then turned to be monks. So Jasrath Raja ke sut kahe, Desh Kaling 500 lahe. So Jasrath Raja was the king of the Desh. Desh means the nation, Kaling. Now he had 500 sons. All of them, they had turned monks and they received salvation from Koti Shila Muni Koti Praman. So Koti Shila Muni Koti Praman. So crore monks, other than these 500, crore other monks had received salvation from Koti Shila. Okay, so all these lines, they in all mean that admirably joining my hands, I bow to Kalinga's king named Jasratha. He had 500 sons who had turned monks and other crore monks who have received salvation from Koti Shila. Koti Shila is a place which is in Orissa, India. Okay, is it clear, everybody? Vinci, can you just tell me what is the word in Hindi for admirably?
Admirably, it means Jasaratha.
No, Jasrath is the name of the king, which is as it is written in Hindi and English.
Oh yeah. I thought it was Kalim. Oh yeah. Is it Ke Sutta Kahe?
No, Kesut means Sut means sun. It's not basically in there. It
Okay.
is in the last part of the verse.
It's a I'm not sure.
Acha, give it a last go.
Vandana.
Great, you nailed it. Admirably means Vandan. Okay. So
Okay,
it is
yeah.
it is everywhere used as that only. Okay. Can somebody tell me the meaning of
And what is
pan? Let me ask in case if there are any other questions you can ask later. Yes. Who was that? Janav, could you tell me what is pan?
What did you so it was pan. So I think it's
It is.
so is it
Oh
disa?
no, no. Anybody else would like to give it a go? Okay. Arav is telling me. Arav, yes.
Hands.
Very good. Pan means hands. Very good. Very good. Okay. Jor means. What is the meaning of Jor, Aran?
Where is it?
No.
No, but no, I'm not saying the meaning is where is it. Where is it in the verse?
Acha, okay. I'll just indicate that to you.
Tyler.
Yeah. Thank you, Sachi. Thank you, Darshi. Acha, I cannot have a look over Darshi now. Oh, I cannot annotate it. I'm sorry. It is Jor. Can you see Jor, the third last verse,
Oh yeah,
word
I
of the
can see
verse?
Jor.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see Jor.
Jor means joining.
Jor means like bow down.
Bowing
them.
bowing
Join.
is basically.
Join.
Yeah. Okay.
Like when you join your hands together, then bow. Like I'm meaning like that.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Vinci, you had a question?
Yeah, I had a question.
Yeah.
What does karum mean? Karum,
Karu
after
means
Vanda?
to do. Karu generally means
Okay.
to do, but then here we are using it for bowing.
Okay, so
Because
to bow.
yeah, to bow.
Okay. Yeah.
Because Vandan Karu means I do the Vandan, or we can say I'm bowing, so I'm admirably bowing. You can see it, you can use it that way. Okay. So this is a wonderful picture for Koti Shila as well. Not a very good picture I could find, but I hope you will get it. In case if you look for it online also, I couldn't find any other better picture. So for the time being, that's that. If I visit the place next time, I'll have a better picture. Okay. Next is verse number 20, and this verse talks about Nainagiri, which is today called, which was then called as Resindi Giri. Okay. Rhythm, please unmute yourself. Samavasaran Shri Parshvajinand Resindi Giri Nayananand. Riddhi, please unmute yourself and please sing that line. I'm sorry.
Samavasharana Shri Parshvajinanda Resindikiri Nayananda.
Very good, very good, very good. Okay, Kavya, would you like to read?
Which part?
The next line. I'll sing it first and then you just have to repeat it. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Varadatadi panch rishiraj te vando nit dharam jihaj.
Varadha teri panch richiada te vandam neta dharamajiaja.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Kavya. Okay, so te vando nit dharam jihaj. So the last line is explained in the first one. Admirably, I bow to those who are the ships of religion. So ships of religion, this is basically a very figurative way of mentioning things. So te vando nit dharam jihaj. So there is a word dharam jihaj. So dharam jihaj, that means here the Lord is figurized, is symbolized as who's that? नाविक को क्या कहते हैं? He's the captain of a ship, and the ship is the dharam. The ship is the religion. So the captain is sailing the ship of dharam. So these gods are considered as the captains of the ship, and the religion is considered as the ship itself. So these captains are sailing the ship of Dharma. This is what it means by this particular phrase. Te vandu nit dharam jihaj. So I bow to those who are sailing the ship of religion. This is what it means by the last point. Now look at the rest point, rest of the things in the verse. Samav Sharan Shri Parshva Jinand. So we are talking about Resindi Giri, which is Nainagiri. Now in Nainagiri, it is said that Samav Saran of Parshvanath Bhagwan had come once. Now can somebody tell me what is Samav Sharan?
So Mumsavan is like a place
Just a
where
second, just a
Kirtan
second.
can give teaching.
You only have to raise your hand, my dear. I'm sorry. But yeah, Aran, go on.
It's a place where Kirtan care. They sit, and there all the kinds of jeeves, they sit around them, and then they listen to his teaching.
Okay, very good, very good. Okay, anybody else would like to add on something? Adi?
Pardon?
Adi, can you tell me what is a Samav Saran?
Samosharan is a place where Tirthankar Bhagwan preach.
Oh, great, great. Yeah, that is called Samav Saran. Acha, can somebody tell me, Janav, can you please tell me the meaning of Dhing? Where's that? I think it's here. Yeah,
Sorry?
the fourth word in this particular verse. Look at the verse again and tell me the meaning of the fourth word. Dhing.
Ding. Is it like bow down to the feet, like
Oh, come
Finger.
on. Oh, come on. Pranam is the one to bow down on the feet of somebody. Charanani karu pranam. Okay, fine, no problem. Ding means alongside. It means near to. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So everybody knows what is Samav Saran. Samav Saran is a place where sermons of Tirthankara takes place. The preachings of Tirthankaras, are administered at this particular place. It's a very nice 8-story open building. There are different stages on it. It is like a small mountain. Now, as you go on, the rings of that particular mountain, they get shortened. As you go up, the rings of the mountain, they become narrow. So in the same way, Samav Saran is a place. At the top of this Samav Saran, there are 12 different sections, subsections. In these sections, people like us who are Bhavya, we sit and we understand, learn the teachings that the God has to tell us. So this is basically a beautiful place, which is called as Samav Saran. All the 24 Tirthankaras had Samav Saran. This Samav Saran had been their constant companion from the moment they received salvation, Keval Gyan, to the moment they receive salvation. This Samav Saran is always there. Okay. So Samav Saran Shri Parshva Jinand. So what is, can somebody tell me which number is Parshvanatha our Tirthankar? What's the number for Parshvanath for being a Tirthankar? Okay. Okay, Vinci, can you please tell me? Vinci, can you tell me?
Yes, I think the answer is, I think it was 20th or 22nd.
It's 23rd. Okay, great. 23rd is the answer. Oh,
Yeah, I think.
thank you, thank you.
Pardon?
23rd is the answer to that question. I thank to Arav, Adi, Kavya, and who else? Darshi, Dishan. If I'm correct, Dishan, can I have a look at you? I mean, can you open your video? Okay. Oh, hi, Jai Janan, Dishan, how are you?
I'm good.
Okay, great. So we were talking about Samavsaran of Parshvanath. Parshvanath is the 23rd Tirthankara. Now, he had received salvation from Sammet Shikhar, but his Samavsaran came to Nainagiri also. So Nainagiri, Resindi Giri is the one that we are talking about here. Resindi Giri Nayananand. Nayananand means a place where all our eyes get satisfaction. So it's a very calming and soothing place. And the name of the place is Resindi Giri. So this is, I think, the 23rd or 24th Tirth Kshetra that we are looking at. The name of the Tirth Kshetra is Resindi Giri. Okay. And who has received salvation from this place? So the answer to that is Varadat Tadi Panch Rishi Raj. Panch Rishi Raj means 5 monks. Varadat Adi and 4 other monks. Okay. So Panch Rishi Raj, in all 5 people have received salvation from there. Among them, the one who's named is Varadat Adi. I'm really very sorry for pointing it out, but you shouldn't put your hands in your mouth while we are, doing something seriously important. Okay. So Varadat Adi Panch Rishi Raj, they've received salvation from Resindi Giri. Resindi Giri is now called as Nainagiri. Okay, clear everybody? Okay, great. Moving on, this is a very wonderful picture for Nainagiri also. It's a very nice place. It is in Madhya Pradesh. Okay. Moving on, I think this is the last place that we are talking about, and this is Mathura. Mathura Chaurasi is the name of the place, which is in Uttar Pradesh. Okay. Yes. Just a second. Yes, Arav? People are raising their hands. Adi, yes. What is your question?
Raise your hand and why didn't you say?
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's completely all right. Yes, Adi, you're saying something?
I put my hand because I don't. What does Nayananda mean?
Yeah, the one that soothes your eyes. Okay, anybody else has a question?
Okay.
Janav, do you have a question?
My question is
Okay.
that you know Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh.
Yeah.
What is the difference between them?
Oh, great. That was a good question, but rather not a question. These are just the names of the states of India. Like you have California, like you have, Argentina, you have other states. In the same way, we have states with the name Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, these are just the names of 2 states in India. Madhya Pradesh is Madhya Pradesh because it is in the Madhya, it is in the center of India. And Uttar Pradesh is Uttar Pradesh because it is in the western, or a little above, in basically the northwestern side of India. So basically you can call it that way also. Uttar not only means above, it also means western. Okay.
I think
Thank
Madhya
you.
Pradesh is also the biggest state in India.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. Yeah, Madhya Pradesh is also the biggest state in India. Is that true? No, I think Uttar Pradesh has a greater population as well as a
UP
greater
now, I
land.
think, after
Yeah,
Chhattisgarh.
yeah, thank you. Uttar Pradesh is the one which has more population as well as more
Landmass.
land mass. Thank you. Yes, Vinci, do you have a question?
Yeah, what does Dina Dayala mean?
Oh, Deen Dayal. Okay, I'm coming to that. Okay. Deen Dayal means the one who is very merciful, who's compassionate. Who's compassionate is called as Deen Dayal. So we call our lords as compassionate, not because they have compassion, but because whatever they are doing for us is helping us come out of compassion. So we are considering that they are doing a very good deed for making us understand this particular religion and its preachings. Okay. Okay, Vinci?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry, I just
Anand?
want to clear.
Yes, ma'am.
It's Rajasthan, not UP. It's Rajasthan, the largest state
Come
in
on,
the
it's absolutely okay. We could have just
No,
messaged
we
also,
have
but that's
kids
okay.
here, so we should give the right information.
It hardly makes any difference because whatever information we give, it will always be partial. So that's okay. Aran, yes, you had any other question? Thank you. Rajasthan is the
I raised my hand because I didn't understand what you were saying because I couldn't hear you because my speaker it didn't work.
which thing, which word, which topic?
The question that you were answering, I couldn't hear it, so I couldn't
Answer to which question, my dear? Deen Dayal.
like the questions that they were asking, everybody was asking. I couldn't hear what the questions were and what the answer was.
Forget it. It's absolutely okay. Is there anything that you did not understand from this particular verse?
What I didn't understand is like
What is the question? Actually, he didn't get it. That what did you ask?
I got it that he did not understand the question and the answer. So I'm just saying that let's skip it. If you are unable to understand anything else from this particular thing, you can ask that.
yeah, but who is God Jambu Swami?
Okay, great. I'm about to start explaining this particular verse. So let me do that first, and I'll have other questions later on. I'll just have Dishan's question.
What does Kevali mean?
Kevali means the person who has received all, the knowledge of all the beings of the world. It is also called as omniscient.
Oh.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you for your question. Te vanno nit deen dayal, the one who is very compassionate towards us. I am bowing to that particular person. Who is that person? He is Jambu Swami Ji Nirvan. So Jambu Swami is the person who is very compassionate enough to teach us the path of liberation. Where has he received salvation from? So Mathura Pur Pavitra Udyan. Mathura Puri Pavitra Udyan. So Mathura Puri is the name of the place, which is in Uttar Pradesh. And the outside of that particular Mathura city, now it has become the part of Mathura only. But previously it was outside Mathura. So Mathura Chaurasi is the name of the place. And it had a beautiful garden. It's not that they have received salvation from that particular garden, because no garden can have any Tirthankar or somebody like that, but it's just a way to explain it. Charam Kevali Pancham Kal. Charam Kevali means the last person who has received salvation. Just a second. I'm really very sorry. Charam Kevali Pancham Kal, it means that the last Tirthankar, last person who has received salvation is Jambu Swami. Now, basically, he is not the last one who has received salvation, but he is last among the adjoining, gods after Mahavir. After Mahavir, Gautam Gandhar received salvation. After Gautam Gandhar, Sudharmacharya received salvation. And after Sudharmacharya, adjoiningly, Jambu Swami received salvation. It was so that in the morning, one person got salvation, and in the evening, the other person got, Keval Gyan or omniscience. So that way, among those adjoining gods, Jambu Swami is considered as the last god. Okay, so Mathura Puri Pavitra Udyan, Jambu Swami Ji Nirman. Jambu Swami received salvation from Mathura Puri. Now, who is Jambu Swami? Jambu Swami is the last adjoining god of this Pancham Kal. Basically, it is of the fourth era, but because of Hundav Sarpani, there had been people who had received salvation in the fifth era also, and now I bow to them because they have been very compassionate towards us, and they had taught us the right path to liberation, and this is why we call them Deen Dayal. They are not somebody who have passions, who work on passions, but they are the ones who have told us the path to liberation. The way they had received salvation, in the same way they are telling us how to get salvation. Okay, are all the points clear in this particular verse, or you have to ask something? Okay, we are done. So this is Mathura Chaurasi. It's not the picture of the whole as the whole, but it's just a picture of one idol. Okay, moving on. The verse number 23 is coming to the closure of Nirvana Kand. Let's just have a look at it. Yes, Adi.
What were the four names of the adjoining gods?
Okay. After Mahavir, it was Gautam Gandhar. After Gautam Gandhar, it was Sudharmacharya. And after Sudharmacharya, it was Jambu Swami.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, verse number 22. Dishan, would you like to read it after me? Please unmute yourself. तीन लोक के तीरथ जहाँ नित प्रतिवंदन कीजे तहाँ.
तीन लोक के तीरथ जहाँ नित प्रतिवंदन कीजे तहाँ.
Great, very good. Okay, Kavya, please unmute yourself. मन वच काय सहित सिरनाय वंदन करहि भविक गुण गाय.
मनवच काय सहित सिरनाय वंदन करहि भविक गुण गाय.
Very good. Okay, so तीन लोक के तीरथ जहाँ. So nit prati vandan kije taha. So where there are the tirth of the three worlds, we should all bow to those places. Nit prati vandan kije taha. There we should bow, admirably, always bow. Man vach kai sahit sirnai. We should not only bow with the hands or the body, we should also bow with the words, that we are doing it right now by singing it properly. And man means thoughtfully, by keeping all our thoughts to it. And this means that you are not allowed to, yawn. You're not allowed to yawn in middle of it. And this is what it means by man sirnai, with the thoughts we are bowing to them, so we should be very considerate about it. Vandan karahi bhavik gun gaye. Vandan, that means I am bowing. Karahi, I am bowing to. Bhavik gun gaye. Bhavik means all of us are Bhavya Jeev. With a lot of praise in our heart, we bow to all these places which we had seen in the previous 21 verses. Okay? Yes, Dishan?
What does Gunagaya mean?
Yeah, Gungai means we sing. The Gungai means we sing for their glory. We are singing for their qualities, attributes, anything you can say. Okay. Okay. So the last one is Janav. Can you please tell me what it means by Manavachkai Sahit Siranai? Where are you? Janav, where did you go?
I'm here still.
Okay, you are quite having a good time there. Can you tell me what it means by Manavachkai Sahit Siranai?
Does it mean that we like we are like bowing and singing them for like the thoughts and body?
Words and body. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, now
Sorry
this
for
is...
that thing. I had this. Yeah.
No problem. So these are all the tirthas of Jain, which are quite not very clearly can be seen on this particular slide. But okay, now we are going to the last part of this particular verse. I'll have to be a little faster so that we can finish off in time. In case if you have any other questions, we can have them afterwards. Okay. Janav, sing it after me. Samvat satrah so iktal Ashwin sudhi dashmi suvishal.
Samvat so iktal Ashwin sudhi dashmi suvisala.
Okay, great. Darshi, would you please like to sing the last line for me, or should I ask Sachi?
I can sing it.
Yes, okay. Bhaiya vandan karahi trikal Jaya nirvana kand gunmal.
Jayavandana Karimatrikala Jaya Nirvana Kanda Gunamala.
Okay. Samvat Satrah So Iktal. This means the year 1741. Ashwin Sudhi Dashmi Subishal. So this is an Indian way of writing the dates. Ashwin is the name of the month. Sudhi is the section of that particular month. There are 15 days divided in a particular section. So Sudhi is the section which comes after Krishna. Dashmi is the 10th day of the Sudhi part of Ashwina, which will be on 26th September 2020. So on 26th September 2020, he had finished, Bhaiya Bhagwati Das ji has finished writing this Nirvan Kand. Not 2020, but 1741. Now this 1741 is not the after death, the Christ year. This is basically 1741 is equivalent to 1741 minus, no, plus 57 will be equal to, yeah, 1741 plus 57, which will be 1818.
Now,
98.
Yeah, thank you. On that particular year,
internet connection.
on that particular year, he had received, he had finished writing this particular verse, Bhaiya Vandan Karahi Trikal. So, Bhaiya Bhagwati Das Ji is bowing to all these monks, all these gods, as well as all these places. And so are we bowing to all these people. Jai Nirvan Kand Gunamal. So this is the way I, with all of you, have completed Nirvan Kand, and we all bow to all these gods. We all bow to all these places which we have learned in this particular chapter. I know I have not asked you for the homework, but I hope you might have done it. And if you have, I'd like to have all your answers on the group, on the WhatsApp group that we have. Okay. So this is how I come to an end to this particular verse. If you have any other
What is
questions,
the name of the WhatsApp group again, Saimji?
Jano, we will add you in that group. Jano.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
No problem.
What is the homework? Oh, Sachi, the homework was that you have to calculate all the places on one side, and all the lords who have received salvation from that particular place, and add all that number, and then in the end tell me what is the exact amount. I have missed 1 crore. So I'd request all of you to please add 1 crore to the list that you already have. Thank you very much, Adi, for the homework. But I'd like to have your summarized answer on the group as well. Thank you very much, everybody. Jai Jain, goodbye. Have fun. We'll meet with the next topic. Next topic will be Jain festivals.